Choosing the right car isn't always easy, especially if you're the type who's meticulous and only wants the best for your travel and driving needs. It's also important to look at the brand, the quality, and other factors when deciding which car to go for. So in this video, we've carefully compiled 17 car models that most people today are avoiding. We'll go through the reasons why and the specific issues with these cars, so you can decide for yourself whether to stay away from them or still give them a chance. Let's get started. Chevrolet Blazer. At number 17, the Chevrolet Blazer has earned a spot on the list of cars that fewer and fewer people are choosing. When the Blazer was reintroduced, it started strong, selling nearly 95,000 units in 2020. But since then, sales have taken a big hit, dropping to just over 52,000 units in 2024. This decline reflects how the model has struggled to keep up with consumer expectations. General Motors has even confirmed that the gas-powered Blazer will be discontinued after the 2025 model year, leaving only the electric version moving forward. That alone has already made some buyers lose interest, especially those who still prefer traditional engines. The transition to electric could have been an opportunity for the Blazer to shine, but the Blazer EV stumbled right out of the gate. Early buyers faced major software issues, such as infotainment glitches, charging failures, and even complete system breakdowns. These problems became so widespread that GM had to temporarily stop selling the EV until fixes were rolled out. Even after updates, Consumer Reports has predicted that the Blazer will be less reliable than the average SUV. This poor rating only adds to the hesitation many shoppers already feel about considering this vehicle. Also, owners themselves have been very vocal about their frustrations. On social media forums like Reddit, multiple Blazer EV drivers shared stories of electrical and high-voltage system failures, with some being stranded more than once within weeks of purchase. Others complained about HVAC malfunctions, fault codes, and general software instability. Add in the steep decline in sales, the discontinuation of gas versions, and the disappointing reliability ratings, and it becomes clear why the Blazer has fallen out of favor. What was once a promising mid-size SUV has now become a model that many buyers prefer to stay away from. Lincoln Aviator. At number 16, the Lincoln Aviator also stands out for suffering from a host of reliability and quality issues that make many buyers think twice. In Q3 2023, Aviator sales went down by over 74% year-over-year, selling only around 1,463 units and spending an average of 92.7 days on dealer lots, more than twice the industry average, making it one of the slowest-moving vehicles on the market. These figures alone expose a model that has lost significant traction among buyers seeking dependable luxury. The Aviator has also been subject to multiple safety recalls that have shaken consumer confidence. Among these are recalls affecting over 300,000 units, 2020 to 2025, due to second-row seat mechanisms that may inadvertently fold or slide during motion, loose exterior trim on over 132,000 SUVs, posing road hazards from falling parts, and faulty seatbelt anchors on 2020 to 2021 models that may not properly restrain occupants. To make matters worse, the Aviator is part of an even broader recall, over 850,000 Ford and Lincoln vehicles, due to a defective low-pressure fuel pump that could lead to engine stalling, particularly in hot weather or low fuel conditions. Beyond reliability and safety concerns, even automotive critics have been lukewarm on the Aviator's user experience. Consumer Reports specifically recommends avoiding the Aviator due to tricky controls, a coarse engine sound under hard acceleration, awkward gear selector design, and the inconvenient infotainment interface required for basic seat adjustments. These complaints are echoed by owners on forums and Reddit, where many cite frequent electrical problems, infotainment glitches, and persistent service visit woes, some even complaining of prolonged breakdowns that took months to resolve. Now, taken together, the Aviator's weak sales, heavy recall history, disappointing reliability ratings, and frustrated owners help explain why it lands this deep on our no-buy list. Volvo XC60. At number 15, we have the Volvo XC60, a luxury crossover that initially draws buyers in with its Scandinavian design, high safety scores, and premium appeal. But behind the polished exterior lie reliability concerns that increasingly deter potential owners. Reliability forecasts from Consumer Reports indicate that the XC60's overall dependability is only around average, with numerous recalls, ranging from 3 to 6 in recent model years, affecting everything from the infotainment system to electronic accessories like cruise control, keyless entry, and warning systems. These repeated recalls add frustration and uncertainty, particularly for buyers expecting a smooth luxury experience. The tech-heavy systems of the XC60 often become its Achilles heel. Many owners report persistent issues with the Android automotive-based infotainment system, screen restarts, lost connectivity, bricked vehicles from failed updates, and erratic control of essential functions such as climate control and navigation. Other common problems include false TPMS alerts, frequent electrical glitches, and even steering or drivetrain vibrations at highway speeds, possibly caused by loose foam tire inserts or deeper mechanical issues like worn bearings or engine mounts. These problems are common enough that repair centers and Volvo have issued fixes and software patches, but the damage to consumer trust lingers. More alarmingly, safety-related recalls have shaken confidence in the XC60's reliability. In mid-2025, Volvo and the NHTSA issued urgent alerts for brake failures in plug-in hybrid and electric models, including the XC60, where using regenerative B or one-pedal drive modes downhill could lead to total brake loss, prompting a "do not drive" notice until software updates are installed. In Australia, another recall for high-voltage hybrid systems raised concerns of thermal overload and potential fires. Again, taken all these together, average reliability, tech troubles, vibrational annoyances, and safety recalls, the Volvo XC60 lands firmly on this list, as a vehicle many are now avoiding despite its strong heritage. Rivian R1T. Now, at number 14 spot, we have the Rivian R1T, which is an all-electric pickup that initially stole the spotlight with its sleek design and adventure-ready features. But behind the hype is also a troubling pattern of reliability concerns. Consumer Reports predicts the R1T will be significantly less reliable than the average new vehicle based on data from 2022 and 2023 models, compounded by numerous recalls, including 9 in 2022 and 5 in 2023, covering critical electrical components and the climate system. Owners have also echoed these concerns with real frustrations. Reports include persistent software glitches, infotainment issues, unpredictable charging sessions, and a higher-than-normal failure rate of the 12-volt auxiliary battery, often leaving drivers stranded unexpectedly. Other widespread complaints involve misaligned or rattling interior panels, leaky door seals, faulty door handles or locks, and overall shaky build quality. Adding to the unease, Rivian faces broader challenges such as supply chain delays, reduced deliveries, and declining resale value. The company reported a 36% drop in Q1 vehicle deliveries, signifying cooling demand, while production forecasts have been repeatedly revised downward due to parts shortage. Now, with all these concerns, data suggests the R1T suffers from steep depreciation, making it less appealing as an investment. Polestar 2. At number 13 on our list is the Polestar 2, a sleek and eco-conscious electric vehicle that promised futuristic flair but fell short in its execution. Despite its high-end look and tech-forward image, the Polestar 2 has landed low in Consumer Reports' reliability rankings, only earning a grim 5 out of 10 of 100 and a place among the least dependable models on the market. With recurring recalls affecting multiple model years, from issues with the rear-view camera display to potential airbag malfunctions, the safety and usability concerns add up quickly. Also, the car's key communications unit, TCAM, frequently goes offline, leading to problems such as GPS lockouts, app disconnects, and failure to recognize the key fob. Other recurring issues include infotainment freezes, sudden limp mode, propulsion shutdowns, and even unexpected power losses. All of this in a car that also struggles with rapid depreciation, since reports from the UK show it can lose around 52% of its value within the first year, making it a poor investment even for enthusiasts. Altogether, the Polestar 2's blend of safety recalls, software instability, poor reliability, and steep market value drop explain why it's increasingly being passed over by discerning buyers. It's a reminder that style and sustainability alone aren't enough because real-world usability and dependability still matter. Ford Bronco. At number 12, the Ford Bronco. Once a ruggedly iconic SUV, it is now struggling to maintain its charm because of its growing list of troubles. Its sales have notably slumped, dropping nearly 16% through the first 9 months of 2024 compared to 2023, and Ford has slowed production in response to waning demand. On top of sluggish sales, the Bronco also faces a reliability outlook in which Consumer Reports predicts the 2025 model will be less reliable than the average car, following multiple recalls and uneven performance in its 2022 and 2023 iterations. Now, when it comes to owner experiences, it also reveals a slew of recurring issues that erode confidence. Early models, particularly with the 2.3-liter EcoBoost engine, suffer from faulty turbo wastegates, causing power loss and warning lights almost immediately after delivery. Beyond that, rampant complaints include transmission failures, electrical glitches, windshield and water leak problems, and shoddy fit and finish on hard tops, problems that range from rattling panels to actual leaks during rainstorms. More serious concerns include brake booster malfunctions that make stopping difficult, and the risk of universal joint failure causing dangerous vibrations. Safety recalls have piled up as well, casting a shadow over Bronco ownership. Ford has issued a massive recall for certain Bronco models affected by a low-pressure fuel pump defect that can cause the engine to stall, especially in hot weather or heavier driving conditions, impacting over 850,000 vehicles across Ford and Lincoln lines. There's also a rear-view camera software glitch affecting over 1 million vehicles, including the Bronco, which can render the camera display blank or frozen, raising real safety concerns. Add in owner stories of entire systems failing or being stuck in the shop for weeks here, and it's clear why the Bronco finds itself deep in the no-buy zone, because style and nostalgia can only go so far when reliability, safety, and customer confidence are on shaky ground. Buick Encore. Let's add to the list the Buick Encore at number 11. This once popular subcompact SUV has slipped into the do-not-buy category, thanks to mounting reliability concerns and owner frustrations. While the Encore was marketed as a stylish, entry-level luxury crossover, its small 1.4-liter turbo engine has proven to be a weak spot. Frequent turbocharger failures, check engine lights, and stalling have plagued owners across several model years, with some experiencing costly repairs before hitting even 60,000 miles. Reports of oil and coolant line blockages worsening these problems have only added to its poor reputation. Beyond engine headaches, the Encore is also known for PCV system failures that lead to rough idling, misfires, and oil leaks, issues so widespread that GM was forced to extend warranties for some models. Owners also report electrical glitches such as infotainment freezes, false blind spot monitoring alerts, and random dashboard warnings, all of which chip away at confidence in this vehicle. Interior quality hasn't fared much better, with cheap trim peeling, annoying brake squeals, and premature wear giving the cabin a less than premium feel. The real damage, however, comes from the experiences of Encore owners themselves. Some report being stuck with repeated major repairs costing thousands of dollars, while others describe scary moments when their cars suddenly lost power on highways. Basically, the Encore simply doesn't deliver the reliability expected in today's market. While it may look appealing as a budget-friendly luxury crossover, the Encore's troubled track record and short lifespan, averaging just 135,000 miles, make it a vehicle many shoppers wisely avoid. Dodge Durango. At number 10, the Dodge Durango is now also starting to lose its appeal, despite its bold styling and spacious capabilities due to a troubling trend of mechanical, electrical, and safety issues. Reliability reports and owner feedback across various sources show repeated problems, from the exhaust manifold bolts breaking, causing persistent ticking noises, to clogged EGR tubes, leading to frequent engine stalling and rough idling. Take note that these issues can be very costly and annoying to manage for car owners. Also, safety concerns and recalls add another layer of worry for potential buyers. Notably, a massive recall involving over 139,000 Durangos from the 2021 to 2023 model years addresses rear spoilers that can detach in motion, posing hazards to drivers behind. Additionally, software glitches affecting the rear-view camera system, the kind that can disrupt visibility, have triggered recall actions that apply to 2021 to 2022 Durango models, prompting Stellantis to deliver over-the-air updates to hundreds of thousands of vehicles. Complaints range widely from mysterious starting issues possibly tied to the TIPM, totally integrated power module, to faulty LED tail lights that can cost over $2,000 to replace out of pocket. So when you combine these design issues, recalls, and angry owner anecdotes, it's clear why the Dodge Durango earns a spot on our no-buy list. Jeep Wrangler. Let's move forward with the number 9 spot on our list, the Jeep Wrangler. This SUV may look tough and adventurous, but many owners say it comes with a lot of headaches. Consumer Reports has rated its reliability as below average, and recent models, 2022 to 2024, already have several recalls. For example, the 2024 Wrangler has 9 recalls, including one where the tire pressure system doesn't warn drivers when their tires are low, something that can be dangerous on the road. One of the biggest issues people talk about is the so-called death wobble. This happens when the front wheels start shaking violently while driving at highway speeds or after hitting a bump. It's usually caused by worn suspension or steering parts. Aside from that, many owners also report electrical problems like dashboard screens going black, backup cameras freezing, or warning lights popping up for no reason. In some cases, Jeep even had to recall over 32,000 Wranglers because the dashboard could completely shut off while driving. The plug-in hybrid Wrangler 4xe also had recalls because of a fire risk, and owners were told not to charge or even park close to buildings until a fix was made. So while Jeep fans love the Wrangler for its style and off-road ability, the truth is that many buyers end up regretting it because of the cost, hassle, and safety problems. That's why, even with its strong fan base, the Wrangler lands a spot on this list. Jaguar F-Pace. We have the Jaguar F-Pace on our 8th spot. Consumer Reports flags the F-Pace as likely less reliable than the average car, which adds another layer of pressure for a buyer looking for long-term dependability. While a UK survey ranked it mid-pack among luxury SUVs, 23rd out of 46, with a reliability score around 94.2%, the main issues were bodywork, brakes, infotainment, and electrical faults. Owners also report recurring recalls, like oil filter housing cracks causing leaks, missing safety audio features, and improperly functioning taillights from 2021 to 2024. Also, early models with the 2.0-liter diesel engine face-timing chain failures and turbocharger breakdowns, both of which can be expensive to repair. Higher-end trims with supercharged V6 or V8 engines are prone to water pump failures due to corrosion, leading to coolant leaks and overheating. Meanwhile, older F-Pace models have suffered other serious faults, such as drive shafts falling out, crankshaft pulley bolt fractures, fuel leaks from the rail or return hose, blank instrument clusters, and even starter motor-related fire risks. On top of that, some drivers have reported a steering system that suddenly stiffens and becomes nearly impossible to turn after hitting potholes. Mixed feedback is common for the Jaguar F-Pace. Some praise the driving feel and comfort, while others, however, had costly major repairs, such as full engine replacements, costing nearly as much as the car itself. All told, the F-Pace offers great looks and luxury, but its mix of mechanical quirks, electrical bugs, recalls, and unpredictable ownership experiences make it a risky pick for buyers seeking reliability. Nissan Frontier. At number 7, we have the Nissan Frontier. This mid-size pickup has the looks and reputation of being tough, but when you look closer, the story isn't as strong. Consumer Reports lists it as less reliable than the average new vehicle, and newer models like the 2024 have already been recalled for issues such as headlights not being properly aimed, steering ball joint defects, and airbags that might not deploy correctly. These are the kinds of problems that can make buyers nervous, especially when safety is on the line. The mechanical side doesn't do the Frontier many favors either. Owners often complain about coolant leaking into the transmission, which can ruin the gearbox entirely. Other known issues include timing chain noise, engines that stall or make odd sounds, and even quirks like seats reclining on their own or glitchy electronics. In short, while the Frontier looks dependable from the outside, under the hood it often proves otherwise. There are still owners who say theirs works fine with regular maintenance, but the inconsistency makes it feel like a gamble. The unpredictability is exactly why many car buyers avoid the Frontier today. Chrysler Pacifica Hybrid. For the 6th spot, the Chrysler Pacifica Hybrid, which looks appealing with its family-friendly cabin, plug-in hybrid efficiency, but a closer look reveals worrying issues. Consumer Reports and reliability forecasts rank it as less reliable than the average new car based on its history and hybrid systems. That rating alone gives serious pause to anyone shopping for dependable transportation. More concerning is this vehicle has repeatedly suffered from dangerous recalls, especially tied to its hybrid systems. One major recall, covering tens of thousands of models from 2017 to 2021, warned owners not to charge the van or park it near buildings due to a risk of fire linked to defects in the battery pack. Think about being told not to charge or park your car inside your garage. Another serious issue triggered warnings that the gas engine might suddenly shut off while driving, which required dealerships to push software updates that, unfortunately, don't fully fix the underlying hardware because many owners still experience the problem. So, for a vehicle aimed at families and peace of mind, these serious safety warnings, technical glitches, and reliability complaints make it one of those models to give a wide berth to. Volkswagen Jetta. At first glance, this car seems like a solid choice because it's a compact sedan that drives well and feels comfortable. But the problem comes when you look at reliability. Consumer Reports only gave the Jetta a 25 out of 100 score, meaning it's one of the least dependable cars in its class. Owners have reported problems with major parts like the engine, transmission, steering, brakes, electronics, and even the air conditioning. One of the biggest complaints is the transmission. Many drivers say the car shifts roughly, especially from second to third gear, or worse, the transmission fails completely in some older models, forcing costly repairs. On top of that, the Jetta has a reputation for annoying electrical issues. Things like dashboard lights flickering, infotainment screens freezing, seat warmers not working properly, and headlights or taillights acting up are pretty common problems owners deal with. There are also reports of having loose interior trim, leaking gaskets, noisy suspension parts, and clicking sounds from the steering wheel. All these issues make the Jetta even feel like more of a headache than a reliable ride. Land Rover Range Rover Sport. At number 4, we have the Range Rover Sport. Honestly, this SUV looks amazing from the outside with its luxury design, strong performance, and packed with features. But when it comes to reliability, the story isn't so good. The most common problems were with the brakes, electrical systems, infotainment screen, and even body trim. While warranty often covered the repairs, some unlucky owners still ended up paying bills. The biggest headache for many drivers is technology. Infotainment screens freeze or crash, leaving owners unable to use simple things like climate controls or driving modes until they restart the car. On top of that, the Range Rover Sport has faced serious recalls. Some plug-in hybrid versions had risks of overheating or even fire, and 2024 models had body panel issues that could cause fuel leaks in a crash. Just recently, more than 121,000 Range Rovers and Sports in the US were recalled for steering parts that could crack and make the car unsafe to drive. Fiat 500L. We're now down at our third spot, which goes to the Fiat 500L. This little crossover looks like a fun and practical choice, perfect for city driving, but owners quickly find out it's full of problems. The most common complaints reported are about the transmission, saying it shifts roughly, slips gears, or even fails completely, especially on newer models. On top of that, there are issues with the engine stalling, burning oil, and constant check engine lights. Brakes wear out too fast as well, water leaks inside the cabin when it rains, and even the paint and body panels don't hold up well. It doesn't stop there. The Fiat 500L has had several recalls. Early versions had airbags that could deploy incorrectly, while software glitches sometimes caused the car not to accelerate unless the gas pedal was fully released. There are also problems with dashboard displays being hard to read and powertrain systems acting up. Even though its average repair cost is around $640 a year, the reliability score is still poor, sitting near the bottom compared to other small SUVs. Owners online often share as well how stressful it is to deal with these issues. Some complain about the engine suddenly losing power and then coming back as if nothing happened. Others say their car constantly goes into limp mode and refuses to drive normally. A few even mentioned waiting weeks just to get basic parts like AC components replaced. With all these troubles stacked together, it's easy to see why most people stay away from the Fiat 500L. GMC Sierra 1500. Number 2. The GMC Sierra 1500, which is known for its size and strength, but many owners say it's not as reliable as it looks. Consumer Reports predicts it will be less dependable than the average new car, and recent years back that up. In fact, nearly 600,000 trucks, 2021 to 2024, with the 6.2-liter V8 engine were recalled because of a defect that could seriously damage the engine. Even though dealerships will fix the issue for free, the fact that such a large recall happened is already a big concern. On the road, everyday problems show up more often than they should. Owners have reported jerky shifting at low speeds, frozen infotainment screens, backup cameras glitching, steering noises when hitting bumps, and even electronic parking brake errors. What makes things worse is that these issues often appear right after the warranty runs out, leaving drivers with expensive repair bills. Some trucks have even lost engine power out of nowhere, forcing owners to wait for full engine replacements, which is a nightmare scenario for any driver. Smaller but irritating problems also pile up. Drivers complain about cracked dashboards in the sun, broken door handles, condensation fogging up headlights, faulty air vents, and rattling wires. Others say owning a Sierra feels like dealing with constant recalls and service visits, which takes away from the tough and dependable image GMC wants this truck to have. Mitsubishi Mirage. And the final one on our list is the Mitsubishi Mirage. So, the Mirage may look like a budget-friendly option, cheap to buy, fuel-efficient, and small enough for city driving. But in reality, this little car has earned a reputation as one of the worst picks out there. Its tiny engine struggles badly, making highway driving stressful and even unsafe when merging or passing. Inside, the car feels cheap and flimsy, with rattling noises and low-quality materials that don't hold up over time. For many owners, the Mirage feels less like a reliable car and more like a daily compromise. Some models were also recalled because airbags might not deploy properly, while brakes have been known to wear out way too early, sometimes before 15,000 miles. Owners also report constant transmission problems, especially in CVT versions, where jerky shifting and even complete failure are all too common. Add those up, and the Mirage can be downright dangerous if you're counting on it every day. Yes, it's true, the Mirage is cheap to maintain, and some careful owners keep theirs running without too much trouble. But when you compare it to other cars, it simply doesn't measure up. It's underpowered, uncomfortable, and plagued with issues that turn what looks like a good deal into a regretful purchase. And that's exactly why the Mitsubishi Mirage lands in the #1 spot on our list of cars nobody wants to buy anymore, because saving money up front means little if the car can't deliver safety, comfort, or long-term reliability. At the end of the day, choosing a car should be more about safety, reliability, and peace of mind. And as we've seen in this list, even big-name brands and popular models can fail hard in those areas, leaving owners frustrated with recalls, breakdowns, and repair bills they never saw coming. That's why it's so important to do your research and know what you're really getting into before making that big purchase. Don't just settle for what looks good on the surface. Make sure it's a car that will stand the test of time and keep you safe on the road. Because when it comes to cars, the wrong choice isn't just expensive, it's a mistake you'll live with every single day. We hope you find this video helpful, and if you're dealing with other issues with your car, let us know by leaving a comment below. We'll gladly cover that next here on Fix It. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming tips.